Are you some sort of sovereign citizen or something?
No, I'm not, and that's defamation.
I'm sorry? I'm asking you a question. I'm not telling you.
No, sir, I do not work for the police.
Are you tired of government overreach and eroded freedoms? At tac-us.org, we're fighting back. We're the Transparency Accountability Coalition, a non-profit defending your constitutional rights. No partisanship, just principle. From protecting free speech to demanding transparency, we're here for you. Visit tac-us.org to learn more and join the movement. tac-us.org, because your rights deserve a voice. Act now.
What is up, everybody? How are you? I hope you like that intro. It took way too long to make, too much effort, and I'm not as good as guitar as I thought I was. Anyway, yesterday we went to Okeechobee County Commissioners meeting. We had our rights violated, and Warren Sapp was there, and Eyes on the State, the Armed Fishermen, Dr. Sean, Gio, all the usual suspects, all TAC members. We were thrown out for speaking, and we need to do something about it. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about property taxes. Property taxes, just like income taxes, just like any direct unapportioned taxes, are unconstitutional. Because if you have to pay property taxes, you never own your property, you just rent it from the government. Well, a lot of people for many decades have been talking about it, but the gentleman we met in Okeechobee, his name is Scott Principy, has actually taken Okeechobee to court over property taxes. And it was such a pleasure meeting him. I'll play the video now of the little interview I did with him outside the courthouse. And the guy brought up Randy Kelton, a name I haven't heard since like 2006, 2007. And Randy Kelton was like a pro se guy. He's like the OG Lane Myers, the OG everybody. He would go into court and interrupt the judge's hearing, tell the judge he needs to stop everything he's doing. The judge would freak out, and he says, I don't care if you're mad. He'd throw down a writ of habeas corpus, and the judge would have to stop everything he's doing. And he would also go in courtrooms and tell the judge, you're breaking the law, and he would call 911 to have the judge arrested. Well, this guy, Scott Principy, studied people like that, and I studied people like that, and the haters and the ADL and the Southern Poverty Law Center would call us sovereign citizens because we've done our research. It's unconstitutional. Property taxes are unconstitutional. The driver's license is unconstitutional. You know, any direct unapportioned taxes are unconstitutional. Indirect apportioned taxes are constitutional. You have to have some type of constitutional taxes to pay for government. And I know a lot of people don't want any government at all, but I'm happy with a constitutional government. So Scott Principy spent a year studying. He's going to tell you here later in the video some of the stuff he researched. And I knew all this stuff a long time ago, but I didn't know how to present it, and I definitely didn't think I could actually win in court. Well, this guy isn't backing down. He's taking on Okeechobee. He has a case called Principy versus Okeechobee County, something like that. And he's suing them. Well, DeSantis and other politicians lately are finally coming around to abolishing the IRS and getting rid of property taxes and blah, blah, blah. And DeSantis is trying to take credit for this as if it's his idea. But in fact, this is decades in the making, and it's from the Patriot movement that we got all of us, me, auditors, etc. These are all just different names for patriots who understand the core American principles. So I'm going to read you a little bit of this Tallahassee Democrat, and we'll go right into the Scott Principy interview outside the courthouse. So this is a Tallahassee Democrat. DeSantis, Florida Republicans push to phase out property taxes. And the reason I think he's doing this now is because they see the writing on the wall. We're tired of being taxed for breathing and living and et cetera, et cetera. So what they're going to do is co-opt the movement, just like they co-opted the 9/11 movement, you know, and just like they co-opted the Tea Party movement. Those were grassroots movement, and then they co-opted them, just like BLM co-opted the qualified immunity movement. These are they just latch onto something that they see growing from the grassroots, and they pretend like it's their idea. So one top GOP lawmaker said, I think we should caution our members as to the outcomes if Florida axes property taxes. This is from Gray Roarer. You can, I'll put the link in the description if you want to read the whole thing. So let's see what we got here. Orlando, Florida. Today, Governor DeSantis announced proposal to deliver immediate property tax relief to Florida homeowners, a rebate averaging $1,000 for each homesteaded property in the state. The rebates to be issued in December 2025 would cover state-mandated schools, property taxes, ensuring full school district funding. So again, they want to get rid of property tax and replace it with something else. How about you start doing some budget cuts? So a proposal will benefit over 5.1 million homestead properties across Florida. Property taxes effectively require homeowners to pay rent to the government, said Governor DeSantis. I think that's enough of this article. So, yeah, no kidding. Where were you 50 years ago? Or everybody else? The constitutionalists pretty much don't exist in Congress. So, link to this whole video, whole article will be in the description. In the meantime, let's talk to Scott Principy, the guy who is waiting on a verdict soon. And if he wins, that'll be case law, and property taxes will be done in Florida, and several other states are considering doing it. But this guy's actually doing it. He's not talking about it. He's not a politician. He's just a good old boy from Okeechobee, a smart guy who's done his research, and he's taking it to court, and he's fighting the good fight. So let's, without any further Mountain Dew, let's talk to Scott.
Oh, please, come with me, man. Yeah. Wait a second. So this gentleman, what is your name?
Scott.
Scott. You had something to do with the governor thinking about getting rid of property tax.
I'm the only case in there.
You're the case where they might get rid of property tax altogether in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please. Please. Looks like we got
It's all illegal. All this money.
I hold it. Hand here. I hold it for you, brother. You ain't gotta put your cup down. There we go. Shit, we asking you. Give us that good shit.
Yeah, I was just kicked out. I was just kicked out.
That's me too. Yeah. They gonna try to know he kicked you out the building. No, the fuck he didn't.
So this guy, he's saying he has a case where
Got the state of Florida.
Yeah, and judges.
the state of Florida might get rid of property tax because of this guy. Holy celebrity. So what is the case? I don't have my readers on.
It is Principal ETAL versus Okeechobee County Municipal ET.
Well, how do you say that?
Principy.
Principy et al. Versus Okeechobee County Municipality et al. There you go. Thank you.
That is.
Give us an explanation. Well, how? What's going on with that?
Something didn't seem right. When I was little, I'd hear the adults saying, you never own anything.
That's right.
If you don't pay taxes, they'll take it away. That never made sense to me.
Of course not.
So when I bought my house, I started going through all the statutes, everything, driving, everything. And here it is. There's no laws that give them the authority to tax your existence and provide shelter. Article 1, Section 2 of the state constitution says you have the right to acquire, possess, protect property. You have the right to enjoy, protect life, liberty,
Pursuit of happiness.
Okay, so isn't that what you're doing? So how much is the value of my right? How much is that going to cost me? Well, you get what we call a fictitious obligation in the mailbox. And they'll tell you how much the value of that right is.
And then you volunteer, right?
Yeah,
no
and
law
you
backing.
volunteer.
Just like income tax. Just like the driver's license.
There is nothing. The person that they're talking about is a corporation joint stock partnership. It's the very first federal statute and the very first statute of taxation of every state. 192.001, Section 13. It's the definition of taxpayer. Definition of taxpayer is the person or other legal entity in whose name property is assessed.
So they made it commercial. And just to add on that real quick, Title 26, Section 861 T-2 through T-14 lists who's responsible to pay income taxes.
Right.
And it's not
751.
and it's not people living and working within the United States. It's foreigners who make a living from in the United States. It's people in the United States that make an income from outside of the United States. It's everything, and people who live in D.C. because that's not one of the 50 states.
Article 1, Section 8, Clause 1. Impost duties, excises should be the only taxes laid. Which one are you doing by existing and having shelter?
Where are you at in your case?
Fixing to be right at the end.
So they're gonna rule. So let's say you win.
The response back from the judges ordered the magistrate to do an R&R on their motion to dismiss. I filed a response to that, and now the judge is sitting on it again. It's been a week now.
Do you know the judge's name?
Judge Cannon, same one Trump had.
What happens if you win?
That girl.
I've got it for millions in there.
Mercedes.
Well, now, how does that affect property tax for everybody else?
It's going to
They're
set
gonna have to
precedent.
get rid of it.
It's going to set
Oh
precedent.
my! So he's acting like he's doing it in good faith.
Right.
So DeSantis is acting like he's doing it in good faith, but
Which
it's
is a
actually
good
because of
thing,
your lawsuit.
Because millions of people just take my shit down, and it could devastate the state.
Hopefully
Yeah,
this goes viral, man. Do you have a YouTube channel or anything you want to plug?
No, I don't hardly ever go on.
Change Uncle
God.
Choby's
busy
sons.
in the law.
Change Uncle Choby's
So
sons.
change. This is the father of Change Okeechobie's YouTube channel. God bless you, sir.
No, that's my friend that has that.
This
Okay.
how I got the deposition of no from his page.
Yeah.
That's how we got
You
the
sent
deposition.
that to me.
Yeah, that's how we got the deposition.
Holy crap, bro! Scott Principy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, bro!
Brian's the one with the YouTube channel.
Brian is Change
That's Change
Okeechobie.
Okeechobee, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you win your case, they will
over.
not. It's
It's over.
property tax is going to
It's
be
over.
gone in
It's
Florida.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
They're
precedent.
they're
Dude,
getting
And it'll domino through other states.
Right,
Once
because
everybody
it's
in another
federal.
state sees Florida,
you see the other
they
states
go all
doing the
raise
same
hell.
thing. They're getting rid of property taxes.
Yes.
Other states
If
are, because it's federal.
if he rules against you, are you going to keep appealing, or how are you going to work
Yeah,
that?
Absolutely.
Appeal
All the way to the Supreme.
But all the way to the Supreme because it's illegal. They,
Oh,
they can't.
will you
prove
please
it.
work-
Black and white. It's
Yeah,
right there. You
right,
read
right.
it.
Will you please work on the driver's license after you win that one?
Driver's license 322.04. You don't need it. You're
Commercial,
exempt.
unless you're
Traveling, it's
engaged in
Right,
commerce.
Exactly.
able
There's
to travel.
many.
Yeah, but we're all
United States
crazy.
Supreme Court.
We're all crazy,
Yeah.
right?
Supreme
Them old
Court
days,
cases
James Madison was a
to this
badass.
date saying
James
no,
Madison was a
they have the
badass.
right
Now-
to travel freely.
Them boys was some badasses back in the day,
Yeah,
boy.
you
How could
need
they have
any of
seen
that.
this?
People, you guys are looking at a living legend right here. Scott Principy might be the sole reason that you don't have to pay property tax
Whoa.
in Florida and possibly the rest of the United States.
I'm going to go get me a big house.
Dude,
Thing
I'd
is,
buy you a car right now if I swear to God if I had the money.
I mean,
God bless you, bro.
There again, it's a double-edged sword, though, because
I
what
wanna
they're
hug
going
you,
to do is turn around and jack up
Thank
our
you
sales
so much,
taxes.
man. Holy
They're going to get their money.
Wasn't
gonna
expecting
get
it
their
to
money.
get this far and go.
Yeah.
I was hoping at least just the county, if I could just do the county. But yeah, it's spreading.
Dude, if he rules in your favor, I'm going to throw a fucking party if he rules in your favor.
Yeah, but I'm
a
saying
she.
they're going to raise the
She,
sales taxes.
whoever.
$20 million a year a bonus. A budget.
People, did you guys hear that?
All right. Did anybody know here that in 1789?
Did you guys hear that this gentleman might get property tax gone? My God. And DeSantis is trying to act like he's acting in good faith and thinking about getting rid of the property tax when, as a matter of fact, it's this gentleman by himself who's putting in the legwork and done his due diligence and researched the law and understood what we all understand, but we're called sovereign citizens for actually doing research. This is unbelievable. God bless you, sir. It's such a pleasure to meet you.
Amen.
Godspeed, and I hope you get all the freedom, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness that you deserve, just like every other American. God bless you, man.
With you, who can come against you?
Amen, brother.
God bless you, man. Such a pleasure to meet you.
Are you tired of government overreach and eroded freedoms? At tac-us.org, we're fighting back. We're the Transparency Accountability Coalition, a non-profit defending your constitutional rights. No partisanship, just principle. From protecting free speech to demanding transparency, we're here for you. Visit tac-us.org to learn more and join the movement. tac-us.org, because your rights deserve a voice. Act now.